Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Willie from WA Academy, and tonight we have Ethan Lin from Personality Central. And Personality Central, right, is one of his many businesses under Ethan. And Ethan, I just want to introduce his book. All right, his book is The Mind Reader. All right, and it talks about how to persuade and influence the four customer classes. So you might think that why is this book relevant, and why did I call Ethan the authority influencer? All right. So if you go to see his Facebook personal Facebook profile, all right, he shared a lot of golden nuggets of how to actually identify your customers, or rather, how to identify your buyer persona, which is very important for e-commerce business, because a lot of people, when you're selling products like this, okay, you must understand who will buy this product from you, and that's very, very important. And if you don't know, who are the people buying, who are the potential customers, then you will not know, right, how to craft your product listing, much less you will not know how to price your products, right? So this is very important, and Ethan did this very, very well. So that's why I want to actually introduce him to you guys. All right, and maybe Ethan, maybe you can do a short introduction about yourself. What are you currently doing right now, and
Mm,
what's the different businesses that you're running? Yeah.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Willie. Thanks for the invite for this interview. Always very privileged to speak to this e-commerce genius here. I think I learned so much from you. So I just a bit about myself. I started my business in 2014, training business, but soon I started other businesses as well, and one of them including e-commerce with when I chanced upon Willie, right, and I started connecting with him. And the other business I'm doing is an investment education business. But through the 6-7 years of doing business, I picked up many skills along the way. And one of them being copywriting, and copywriting relates, of course, to what Willie was talking about, buyer persona. I picked up marketing. I picked up a lot of skills, website design, because it was so necessary then. Then now, of course, speaking, training, now of course now e-commerce lah. I'm still learning, still Willie student as well as many of you guys who are listening in. But Willie asked me to share because he wanted me to share a little more about the human element in let's say even in the e-commerce space. Yeah. So yeah, that's a brief introduction of myself. Yes, my
Right.
main company is Personality Central.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's where I do my training as well. Yes, really.
All right. Thank you so much for the introduction. And I remember the first time that we met is at a business, is it dinner?
Lunch.
Somewhere around lunch. All right. Wow, I can't remember. I wake up for lunch these days.
Yeah.
Right. So that's in 2016 ish.
I can't remember. I
17,
think it should be
sorry,
around there, lah. It should be around
around
there.
there,
I
right?
can't remember.
2016, 17. And that time, right, you started your own Amazon e-commerce business, right? Selling one product, okay,
Yeah,
using our old strategy,
yeah, yeah.
right? Which is to run, we buy, our old strategy, right? Just to share with the audience right now over here is that we used to buy like hundreds and thousands of one product. So we buy like hundreds of thousands of one product itself. Then we launch it on Amazon, and we run PPC. All right, we run PPC to actually market this product. Okay, so at a point of time, right, if you do not know how to write a proper product listing, then your product will be stuck, right? But for Ethan, right, at a point of time, he actually used our strategy, okay, which is at a point of time, we haven't evolved to influencer marketing, right? So that time, that strategy, right, you really need to know your buyer persona and what is the things to write in order to connect with your customers. And he's able to actually sell over $20,000 of his product within just a few months, right? And understanding buyer persona is very important. So what's your take about at the point of time, right, when you start the e-commerce business? Is it very tough? Is it very challenging? Trying to actually understand the buyer persona at a point of time.
I think because when I had as I mentioned, I had a copywriting background and marketing training as well. the buyer persona is a very natural thing to me. I understood it quickly. I understood it immediately what it was all about. Buyer persona basically is a soft side of e-commerce. And e-commerce is a very systems thing. Everything is like sell a product. But actually, the copywriting, the buyer persona, all these things are the soft side. Who are you selling to? What is the psychology of the people you're selling to? What is the mindset of the people? What do they really looking out for? So all these things, when really shared, was intuitive to me. But what I didn't realize is it's not intuitive to most people, right? That to understand that you have to understand the mindset of those whom you are speaking to, those you are writing to, and I think that probably helped me a lot when I did copywriting for my first product listing. I think I understand now you guys use a AI tool, that you can just bypass these things. But I think it helped me a lot to craft that, and it helped. I guess it helped my product. We bought 500. Wow, that was expensive, man. We sold wine openers, and it was 13 US landed. So imagine you times is already like 5K at a one time plong in already. 5K just go, no testing, no test batch, no nothing. It's just one time like that. Well, thankfully we sold off all lah. But the downside is that of course we went another batch later on. Then it didn't sell as well. But I think what we're really sharing right now is very very good. The test batch is very important, and so that's what So I think the soft side of the e-commerce is actually quite important also, to understand the human element on who your customer is and how you can connect with them.
Okay. So is it important, right? Because right now our strategy is to connect with influencers, right? People who love your product, right? So for example, in the case of like selling on like my product, the coffee press itself, so we look for influencers who talk about coffee press, or rather not talk about coffee press. We talk about, we look for influencers who talk about making coffee whole day, making latte and all that, right? So do you think that this is very important when you outreach to influencers in regards to understanding your buyer persona and all
that? I mean, definitely. I think everything is, I wrote this book called Mind Reader, right? It's actually from one of my courses called Human Intelligence System. What I really assert, right, is that everything is about people, right? All of us, sometimes we dehumanize something. We dehumanize sales. We think, it's just follow a tactic, say a few things, then people will buy. Or if it's same thing in e-commerce, right? You just say, I just have to write in a certain way, then people will buy. I mean, e-commerce is more true because we don't actually see the person. But when you reach out to an influencer, it's really a human-to-human connection. Sometimes people want try and test the model, like, Willie, can you give me the exact email you use, to write? Can you give me this exact thing you say? But actually, the human element is more dynamic than just using a template. If you think that templates, of course, templates are useful. I'm not saying templates save a lot of your time, but to use a standardized template and not consider the people that you're talking to, I think you will miss out on connecting with people that you otherwise maybe would have connected had you learned about the human element behind reaching out, behind connecting with others as well. So I think it's very important when you reach out to influencers to know what kind of influencer you're dealing with. Are they more fun-loving? Do they more like a more fun email? Do they like a more professional one? Are they more more intimate, more warm? Are they more ambitious? Do they want like to achieve a certain goal with their? So I think having a rough understanding of what kind of influencer you're dealing with definitely helps me when I'm doing it right now. I'm still running an e-commerce business under a different one already, running a different products. But this is helpful, I think, if you actually apply it in your reaching out and your connecting with people.
Yeah. So just now, before this session start, Ethan told me that, just now you launch, I think about 1 or 2 different products. Then, then the product just sell off within a couple of days.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've been trying. Okay. I think our influencer outreach has been rather successful so far. I would say by my standards, rather successful, because we have gotten like over 12 influencers or more. I think more than that. I lost count already. It's maybe closer to 20 to actually to actually showcase our products. I think that's pretty cool. The results are not super good yet, but I'm very happy that we managed to get some social proof, right? But recently we launched another we launched another three. So we quickly got them sold. Wow, it was quite fast though. I think the product even reached Amazon already. They sold already. Then I was very surprised. It's like
Wow.
reserve inventory. Then I was like, it got sales. Then I checked the order and then I realized, oh, it's already sold before it even reached Amazon. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So
Right.
yeah, thank goodness for that lah. Then I don't have to save a lot of inventory also. But yeah, that's a good thing that happened today. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And partially it's because because you applied what what you have practiced all along in the Amazon business itself, right? Writing a copy that can connect, with your audience, with your potential audience. That's why your audience can buy, right? So, I know you guys also use Conversion AI. So there's this AI tool called Conversion AI, right? Where we encourage our students to actually use that software to write their product listing and all that. But, as a veteran copywriter yourself, or rather as a veteran, because you've been doing this for many years, even before I start WA Academy, right? About personality and all that. So it seems that, you have even more experience in doing this. So what is the number one tip, right, that you can actually give to our audience who just starting out in this, Amazon business, or rather, what's the number one tip that they can actually take home, right, when they start this business, trying to write a copy, but they don't know, what to write. Of course, the first thing that they need to get right is to get this, all right, is to get this, okay, to understand the different buyer persona, right? Understand the different 4 customer classes, right? So yeah, maybe you can actually
Wow.
share more.
It's kind of hard to say what is that one thing. I guess it's this is a tough question. One thing that works for them, copy.
Something basic lah, something basic, not super advanced.
I mean, of course, there's always shortcut ways nowadays.
Yeah.
When it comes to writing copy, you always can pay somebody on Fiverr or use Conversion AI, to just write a copy for you. But I think the key to a successful private label, I would say, a brand, is to have a story. You have to write a good story. One of the things that I did for this business, this e-commerce I write, is a story. It's a course. We in our About Us, we tell the story. To our influencer, we tell the story of empowerment, women empowerment. I know why women. Don't ask me further, okay? But we sell the story of women empowerment to the influencers. We reach out to female influencers. We talk about we started because we want to believe that women can look good, feel good, and things like that. We shared this, and a lot of them resonated and they replied because of that. So I think that's the power of having a cause behind what you do. It's not just, I'm selling this because I don't know. I'm selling this
better than the competitor, blah blah blah.
Yeah, because it is and all that. No, we tell a story. We tell about why we do what we do. And I think copywriting, beyond all the product copywriting, you have to copyright your business cause. Like, what do you believe in, right? Whether you believe in, like, let's say you believe that everybody should have a great gaming experience. You believe that everybody should have a perfect coffee in the morning,
Yeah.
I think the stronger the cause, the more likely the influencers would resonate with you. And why? Because why is that? Because many influencers are the healer customer class. If you read the book, I'll talk about healer customer class. Many influencers fall into healer customer class. Many of them, not all of them, many of them. And they resonate a lot of causes, with causes that people believe in, and they resonate with the passion of the emotion of passion. So if you're passionate about something, right, even though they may not like your product, but they believe in your cause, they're more likely to support you. So that's one of the things that we do in our copy. When we reach out to influencers, we always do a cause-based copywriting. So I think, if anything, you want to copyright well your story, your business story, not just your business cannot be, it's a nice product, nicer than my competitors. You just can't get interest like that. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So I think that will be the one tip.
No, that's good. That's good. It's about the cause, right?
The story.
CAUSE, the story,
Yeah.
right? And also what you believe in,
Mm.
Okay, so that's why a lot of people, right, thought that e-commerce business, when you start an Amazon business, you open an account, then you look for the winning product. Then after you look for the winning product already, then you can make $10,000 a month. Do you think that is possible?
Yeah, yeah. Of course not lah. I mean, you're talking about entering a very shark-infested waters. I mean, it's a red ocean. Generally, it's a red ocean lah.
Yes.
It's a full of competitors and all that. So you have to think about what makes you stand out lah. And I guess I think Willie has a certain way of strategizing and doing what he does.
Mm.
I think the way to stand out without spending more
Mm.
is great copyright. It's writing a great angle to what you do, why you do what you do. Yeah, and people are more likely to support it. Just not simply because it is cheaper or it is more. Maybe it's prettier. Sometimes it helps lah.
Mm.
I think generally, I think that is a very low cost way of, let's say, but yeah, very powerful way of standing out. And especially if you are doing it with the view of building your own brand and wanting to sell the
Yeah.
brand. Your brand then therefore has to have a compelling story behind it, right?
Mm.
Not just it's nice logo and all that. It has no meaning lah, right? So that I think it will be good lah if you start with it. But I mean, of course, that's what I think lah. I think Willie he's much more expert than me. So if I override whatever Willie said, then please ignore what I say.
No worries. No worries. Different perspective. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think we have a comment. Okay, so why so to to let the audience know why there's this thing called a Facebook user, right, over here, is because Facebook, right, now need you to opt in. All right. I think my team has already pasted the link, okay, in the chat somewhere.
Okay.
So if you want to see your name and
Yeah.
also see your name on the comment, right, then you gotta opt in. If not, right, it will be Facebook user, right?
Okay. No worries. I saw it already on Facebook. It's Michael Tan. I saw.
Oh, Michael, hi. So Michael say, how did you manage to sell your products before your products reach Amazon warehouse? Do you need to agree with the buyer on late delivery?
We just created a listing. We created a listing so that our preppers can do the shipping plan and all that. And then because the listing is up there, then Amazon will put delivery is on this date. The product will arrive at this time. Then people can buy already.
Yeah.
So not my business. Do I need to agree? No, I don't have to agree. They decided that they will buy. Amazon already told them the delivery will be around about 7th May. They will start delivering out. So yeah, I don't have to. And how do I sell? I have no idea. They just sold. This time, no PPC, zero PPC. I don't know why this product was good. This product. Honestly, we try a lot of products already, but I think we have at least tried 7 or 8 products. There's a lot of cost. But I think it's a price of experimentation. You have to try. You have to try until you hit something that works. So you were trying around a certain niche, and I think we managed to find some good products that are maybe less sold on Amazon. So ironically, those that we thought might be popular were not very popular. But I think Willie has had a lot of experience really. He has probably told you guys that those things that you think are going to be very good one, actually not very good. Then those things,
yeah,
it happens. So yeah.
All
so I hope
right.
that answers the question. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that, just now I mentioned something. So, last time I think I remember you also mentioned that, you launch products that you think that's good, right? But in the end it doesn't sell. Right.
Yeah.
So, and you launch product that you think is okay-ish, but it sells.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the thing is that, right now we are talking about like buying 3 to 5 units. And do you think this method helps, in terms of testing live on Amazon and avoiding unnecessary, over storage of your products?
I mean, of course. I think it's prudent. It's prudent to do that, because the truth is that it's like shooting a machine gun. You will never know what hits, what lands, and what sticks. And it's a bit like that. If you want to shoot a machine gun with 100 units each, okay you got deep pockets, can go and try . But to be fair, I think I didn't follow Willie's strategy to the T. I wanted off because I had an idea what I wanted to do, what niche. So we already started to. We thought we wanted to just private label first. So we already launched, and to private label you have to 100 units at once. So yeah, unfortunately, the 100 units didn't really move fast, but it's okay. It's still okay. It's moving, but it's just not moving fast. Um, but I think it's prudent lah. What Willie share is very prudent to do 5. So now we just sold off the 5 before we even landed. We immediately ordered another 40 already lah. I know it's a bit more, but I think the speed of itself, I think can go 40 lah. I thought about it. Yeah.
Sure, no
Yeah.
problem.
But I think it's a risk I'm willing to take lah. You know, I think it's all a matter of how deep your pockets are. E-commerce is a capital intensive business lah.
yeah.
I mean, capital intensive relatively to my training business, which is zero capital. Okay, but it's capital intensive in a sense you have to plonk in the money lah. I mean, compared to a traditional business, it's nothing lah. It's like maybe in the thousands only. But you're talking about traditional business, hundreds of thousands, right? But I mean, when I say capital intensive, I mean it's just 5K, 4K, you know. So I guess the question is how deep your pockets are. You want to do 50, go ahead lah. If you got like maybe 50K backing, then go for it, you know. Yeah, I think that's my take lah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even though you have a lot of money, right, you still need to actually test different products, right? Understand who is your buyer persona, right? Who will buy from you, and what's the story? What's your brand story? Right? Yeah. Because there's a lot of students, right, who actually come into the program, then they realize that hey, they need to think about a brand story. So I don't know about that when I before I joined the program. Right. So if you want to build a brand, you need to have a story like why and what's your cause about this. Right. Why do you start this? Okay. And what's your value add in regards to this? Right.
I think that it's this is the when you make a brand story, you set yourself up to be able to have a business that is sellable, that can be sold as a brand. You see, if you just want to sell products, it's not acquirable. You see, your business is not acquirable and therefore has no brand equity. When you tell a story and you build products, I feel like you make it broad enough so that you can try different products, like over 100 few products, right?
Yeah.
You make it broad enough, then you have a story to tell, then you have a brand that you can ultimately sell, because that's my plan from the start. I wanted to create a brand that could be acquired. I didn't want to create just an e-commerce business. There's a difference to running just a business and then a brand. I believe really you've sold brands before as well. I think that's what you need to make a brand, a story. I mean, of course, other things like color themes and all that, but a brand story, a message, consistent message they are trying to bring across. I think that's the soft side of it. And of course, then your buyer persona comes into play because you want to resonate with a certain bunch of people, whether it's the millennials. We are very clear. For me, it was working professional women who were into being healthy. Not fitness freaks, but just being healthy and looking good, feeling good. I think that was our market. So we were very clear about our buyer persona from the outset, that we were looking at these people. So everything we wrote, our blog posts, our copy, our pictures we use, we resonate. We do it around the buyer. We do everything around that working professional woman and think about that. And it's from the US, so Ang Mo woman, right? Not like going to find Asian and all that. So it was very clear for us who we're going to get as influencers, because they had to be, in the US, very into diversity. And our website also very diverse women. Got different races, different sizes. We want to make sure that we appeal to that crowd as well. So I think that's in essence the buyer persona, because we are talking about US women, which because I'm also connected in the US, they are quite sensitive about all these gender diversity, all these diversity issues. And these are buyer persona, I think, that you have to consider, right? So everything that you do, they must be considering that client in mind, that person in mind who's going to look at your thing. And it doesn't help that we are in Singapore, okay? That we don't understand maybe the certain intricacies of maybe the certain subtle distinction about people over there. So we have to understand that. You have to follow the influencers, look at what they do, what they talk about, what their language is, and then speak their language, right? Use the terms, speak their language, look at what they say, look at what they're interested in, and at least form in your mind, right, a rough picture of what this person looks like and what they might be interested in. And then you craft your whole business around it, whether it's the color theme, whether it's the photographs, whether it's the copywriting, the product write-up, the blog post. Everything should be go around your customer. Yeah, I think that maybe it's a more complete view of customer persona. Yeah,
Mm.
you know, yeah.
Okay, okay. So what's the difference? Because you have experienced both versions of our program itself. So the first version is, I believe is, just run PPC and just plonk a
Yeah,
product out
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And we don't talk about brand story. So that
yeah,
time
yeah.
we talk a little bit of buyer persona, a little bit,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
And right now, right, we are full-fledged into influencer marketing, okay,
mhm,
connecting with them and
mhm.
like whatever just now you have mentioned, right? So do you think right now is tougher, or last time when we did the long product and we run PPC, which one is tougher, right? This is honest,
Yeah.
no worries about it.
I think I mean Amazon keeps changing its rules lah.
Yeah.
Um I would say it's tougher now because Amazon has more rules.
Mm,
Last time running PPC would be quite straightforward lah.
mm,
You just run PPC, they will get a sale and all that, and you can
mm,
move your product. I think what Willie is sharing now has moved to the times. Willie has always moved to the times. I think you have a great teacher because every time I always tell him, every time I meet you, right, you're sharing me something new you're doing in your e-commerce
something weird.
business. You are using a new third-party storage warehouse. You are using a new strategy. You're using another SaaS, another software as a service. It's always something new that I cannot catch up anymore. Yeah, I mean, okay, I cannot catch up because I'm running other businesses, not because if I was running full time, I'm sure I'll be writing down everything he says. Um, Definitely tougher now because there's more dimensions to consider. But I like the fact that what Willie is doing now because you have to. Where Willie is leading you guys is to build a business, a brand, that you can actually sell off. I think that's the dream, lah. That you can run your business. You can. The thing is that you can run and maybe like let's say you do a mil a year. You can sell off your business at 6 mil and then move on to other things, or you can start another business if you want. I think that's the goal for me,
Mm,
and I don't know if it's a goal for you guys. But following Willie's strategies now, even though it's more complex, even though there's more steps involved, I think it sets a foundation for a brand, which I think it's much better in the long run. I mean, we always want to build something that's scalable, that is sellable. I mean, for my business, I'm an entrepreneur, right? I've been doing business for 6 years, and I think there's a difference between self-employed and being a business owner. And I took years to figure that out. I know we hear that from Robert Kiyosaki all the time, like don't be a E and S, be a B and I, be a business owner and I. But what does it mean to be a business owner, right? What Willie is sharing with you right now is making you a business owner, not just a self-employed. When you run an e-commerce business without thinking of all these things in mind, without a buyer persona, without all these, you are setting yourself up to be enslaved to your business, right? But what you want to do is to create systems around this buyer, create systems around this selling to this buyer persona and this thing and this brand, so that you can eventually exit as well. I think that's a very crucial thing. So I think really never articulated to you guys in the way I did lah, because I think I like to think of it. The reason why I got back into e-commerce is because I saw this potential that you can. I'm a trainer as well. I can train. Every time I train, it's very tiring. Every time I train, I have to design slides and all that. It's not a scalable thing because my time is limited. But with what Willie is teaching, I think you can scale. You can scale, and you can multiply your efforts. You can see 7, 8 digits, 9 digits even, if you know how to scale the right way lah. So I think what you're sharing right now is more complex, yes, but it's a great thing that you're teaching them lah. It's just that they cannot mean not every student may see it also.
yeah, no problem. I mean, the most important thing is we actually put out value out there, right? To let people know that, hey, on top of this e-commerce business, right, you must understand there is something involved. There's a requirement from you also as an entrepreneur, right? So e-commerce is at the top, but your will and determination, right? Okay, is the foundation of your business. Okay, so whenever they see something complicated, when they see changes from Amazon, because
Yeah.
e-commerce, this e-commerce spectrum, right, will always change and update. The people is getting more sophisticated over the time, right? Last time, people don't know about drop shipping, right? People don't know about dropshipping. They are willing to wait about
Yeah.
3 to 5 weeks
Yeah. Yeah.
for them to get their products. And they are willing to buy things off Facebook. All right, when you scroll on Facebook, you see ads, they're willing to buy. So eventually, right, more and more people know that this product is from AliExpress, right? And they can actually just buy from AliExpress. And
Mhm.
eventually, people know that, hey, when I buy from Amazon, products, sometimes people also drop ship from Amazon,
Yeah.
right? So people change and they know that, hey, I really want to buy from a seller who don't drop ship things directly from somewhere and try to sell me that product itself, right? They want to see why did you sell this product, right? The
Yeah.
why, and what's the story behind this, and they can connect much better.
Yeah.
Last time we just push buttons, right? Like PPC, you just put like $10 or whatsoever, you sell. But you must keep working that marketing angle, that engine, right? You must keep running PPC. Forever you have to keep running PPC. If you stop PPC,
Yeah.
right? So there's some students, right, who actually run PPC for
Yeah.
years on end,
Yeah.
right? Every year they run PPC and they have no control. So when they reach the fourth quarter of the year, their PPC actually spiked up.
Mm-hmm.
They have no control. They just spike. Oh, okay, lor, I lose money, lor. No choice, right? But right now, right, is that right now, that's why we are talking about influencer marketing. Why we talk about influencer marketing is because, number one, just now what you have mentioned, right? The influencers want to share your stories, also want to understand your story. At the same time, right, when you buy things online on Amazon, normally when people nowadays, when they buy things on Amazon, right, they will Google your product, they'll Google your brand to see is there any reviews. They'll go to YouTube and see people using your product. Let's say if you're selling this product, right? They'll go on YouTube and see, hey, what
Yeah.
does this product look like? Is it functioning well?
Yeah.
Is it okay? And things like that.
Yeah.
Right. Last time people only see the reviews on Amazon, but nowadays Amazon customers, right, they know that this kind of reviews are fake. Majority of the reviews are fake because this kind of reviews, last time when you use launch services, right, you can literally buy reviews or this kind of things,
Yeah.
right? So they want to see real people using your products.
Yeah.
And what's your story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this contributes a lot. And if you want to see your business valuation, right? You want to see how much your business is worth, or rather, if you want to plan to actually go into like 7 figures of business equity and this kind of level, right?
Yeah.
You must understand what is the things that investors are looking into. So there's a very good website that people can go for. This is what we call, last time we used to call this website the Empire Flippers, right? They can actually list your what do you call it, your business on Empire Flippers and get a valuation. All right. So last time we did that also, and we get a valuation, right? But of course, the valuation process is very, very tough. They'll ask you, where do you get your customers? Do you have a customer list? Do you have social media profile? Do you have influencers? They'll ask you that. And also, they'll ask, what is your buyer persona?
Yeah.
Right? And they'll also ask you, what's your brand story?
Yeah.
Right? If you try to get a valuation, you will know. Right? You know that.
Yeah.
So you need to supply this kind of things.
I didn't know that, but that's interesting.
Yeah. So just go to employflippers.com and go and see the blog. It's all there, right? Their requirements. And there's a lot of requirements. So that's why I want to invite Ethan, right, tonight to share about, the importance of knowing, your buyer persona, to knowing your target audience and this kind of things, right? But to build into such a level, right, to exit at 7 figures or even 8 or 9 figures, right? There's going to be a lot of determination to be put into this business. There's going to be failures. Yeah. So I would like to actually, ask Ethan, because Ethan has been in business for many years, right?
Yeah.
So I believe in business, right? There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. We don't talk about the ups now. Everybody enjoy the ups,
Yeah.
right? There's nothing to to learn
Yeah.
from the ups.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You
Yeah.
learn more from the downs. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Ethan, have you actually, what do you learn from your downs in your business?
I think to it ties in with whatever you're saying as well.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was the most challenging times in my business was when I first started. I'm sure it's the same for you, really. When I
Mm.
first started, and what I had to do was to keep evolving because I didn't know what the market wanted
Yeah.
and what I could offer to the market as a trainer. You see, I had to evolve. I tried everything I could try. I tried to even do websites. I tried to do copywriting and websites. I tried to all kinds of stuff. I tried. I don't know. I just can't think of stuff already. I'm like,
A lot
I
of stuff.
just kept doing, and it's not just doing. It's evolving and the way I do things. Even my training program. Every time I train, I change the slides. I adjust the way I run because I'm evolving to the customer. I'm evolving to the client. I'm listening to them. One of my main customers are salespeople.
Mm.
And before I came to teach sales, right, I didn't understand the persona of the salesperson. I didn't
Mm.
understand. So when I started teaching, it was very theoretical.
Mm.
But after the first time, I realized that I can't be so theoretical because salespeople don't care about theory. They want to know
Yeah.
what gets results. So I evolved. I cut down my syllabus because it was too overwhelming.
Mm.
I cut. I think I cut how many times? My stuff was so packed with content, right? I had to cut it all the way to simple. The product I have 6 years later is much simpler than what I had 6 years ago. Not because I became stupider, not because it's because I was catering to my customer, my client
Yeah.
persona, who my clients were. They were salespeople, they want practical, they want results, they want to know exactly how to apply. So it's the same principle when it comes to running a business in e-commerce. A lot of maybe really your students, they came from employment and they still have the employed mindset. The employed mindset is this: tell me what to do and I will do it.
Mm.
And then when I do it, I will get success. Okay, that's the employed mindset, right?
Mm.
You think, oh, my boss says do this, my teacher say do this, I do law. Hey, teacher, how come I'm not successful? That's
Yeah.
because you didn't evolve. Okay, the client persona is constant.
Mm.
The working professional in your target audience, the working professional woman in US is always the working professional. You never change that. But what is changing is their preferences. What is changing is the way they are consuming information. As what Willie pointed out, YouTube, they're going on check, they know reviews is fake. So the marketplace is evolving, but the person you're dealing with stays constant. So I think what we have to watch out for is how is the person evolving as well. How is that person making a decision? Are they going to look at YouTube? Are they going to look at TikTok? Now TikTok is very hot,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm.
what is constant is the principles of e-commerce, right? There's certain things that always apply, right? There's certain things, but the tools that you use, the methods that you use have to evolve on. Right?
Yeah.
In business, it's all about evolve or die, right? I think really you're the champion evolver. Sorry, every time you see you're evolving, right? And that is the
Champion
mindset you
evolver.
have to have, when you are doing business in e-commerce, especially. E-commerce is forefront business. Another of my business I think I can share with you guys I'm doing is I'm a partner in a cryptocurrency training
Yeah.
business.
Mm.
I tell you, the crypto space changes like light speed. I tell you, light speed. Okay, you cannot catch up one. It's like every day you feel like you're missing out on something. That's how fast it's moving, and that's how fast I have to evolve to catch the trend. But the reward for catching a trend early is tremendous. It's like, wow, you make a lot of money. It's the same thing for e-commerce. The trend is always changing. It's always moving. It's not as fast as crypto, but it's moving very fast also, right? So what it's really is doing for you guys is to push you to the forefront and move you to there, so that you will capture in the crypto you call it the alpha. You capture the market before all your competitors catch up. Yeah, our competitors now catch up already. So it's like reviews. So everybody put fake reviews, right? Companies are set up to do fake reviews, right?
yeah.
Evolve, right? But then people know there is no reviews anymore, so that it evolves again, right? We are looking for authentic influencers to share, right? So now even people are saying, but influencer is a paid shield, pay one, So where is it going? We don't know. As what this Facebook user say, into the unknown, right? It's really always being at the forefront and being always on your toes to know like where you want to go. That's how you build that business. You cannot think that, e-commerce system, press button, 5 minutes a day. I don't know anybody teaches you like, 15 minutes a day, you can make a $1 million business. If somebody says that to you, why do you believe it? Like seriously, you believe that you can be a millionaire by spending 15 minutes a day on something and not changing? I think that would be a lie, I think having done business for a while, don't believe such things, right? So I think what Willie shares with you guys is very precious, and I know he shares a lot of new things all the time, but you should try to catch up. It helps. Yeah, so I think that's what I want to say. So it takes a lot of determination, I won't say determination, it takes a mix of resilience and adaptability, right? To willingness and a humility to keep learning. And that's one thing I always notice about Willie, is he's always learning. He's never like static. So, I'm done already. Yes, I got my 8-figure, and I can shake leg and then shake leg. Yeah, I know all that. So I think that's the key, the quality you have to have if you want to have a successful e-commerce business. I think Willie is very good because he tells you outright that you need all this. He doesn't promise you like, oh yeah, you just spend 5 minutes can already.
No, that's impossible.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's impossible to actually just spend like 5 minutes or even 15 minutes in your business, then you will see like $1 million result or whatsoever.
Yeah.
No. The only way, right, that you can spend 15 minutes and after that you get millionaire, right, is go and buy 4D lor. Go and buy 4D lah. Hey, I'm not encouraging gambling. I'm so sorry. Right. So there's a disclaimer here. Right. Just that, it's impossible because there's no such thing as no efforts and you will be successful. Right. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you really need to put in the effort. And what kind of effort? You need to be strategic because everybody have 24 hours every day. Right. So whatever you do every day, right, is very crucial. Okay, so, if you want to actually learn about e-commerce business, right, you can actually, learn from YouTube, where there's a lot of people say, hey, you can learn from YouTube about e-commerce business. I agree. So what you need to do, right, is you can go and test to see whether, the YouTube strategies are okay and all that, but you need to take note. All right, if you want to actually learn from YouTubers, all right, about this e-commerce business and all that, always remember that, PPC, to run PPC, massively PPC, or rather to run massive PPC, Amazon business is not really a good idea because I've spent like 6 figures running PPC on Amazon. It get me nothing back, and also the telling the story of your product is very, very important. Okay, and also it's not about building an Amazon business. So, for our students, right, we always talk about, hey, I don't want you guys to build only an Amazon business. You guys are not Amazon sellers. Okay, you guys are not Amazon sellers. You guys are e-commerce business owners.
Yeah.
All right. So you build a business that you can exit. Because when you put up a valuation, right, on empireflippers.com and you tell them that, hey, your product is only on Amazon and you only run PPC, your valuation is going to be near to zero. Right? It's going to be near to zero, kosong, because you depend on Amazon, right? So don't depend on Amazon. So always, understand and control your traffic from there.
Yeah.
Right. That's why we talk about influencers.
I think to clarify, I think really he's not saying don't depend on Amazon. He's saying we have to evolve out into our own brand eventually, branch out to create our own brand. I think that's how you build a business as well. I think, but to build a business, like you have to have a business mindset. You can't have an employee mindset thinking that there's a formula to success. I mean, there's a set way of success. No, there isn't, And the formula is evolve the times, change with the times. I think, that's my response to whatever you just said as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Christina say that Willie is always teaching new things. And she also say, Willie is like a no-end hole. Every question.
Yeah.
And if you notice, I'm not a black hole over here.
Yeah.
All right. So there's one Facebook user, right? I think everybody's shy. Okay,
Yeah.
so then we should just hold on. Then we should just focus on testing products from a single niche, so it's easier to brand it. So what's your take on this?
Really, you're the expert. Don't make me answer this. I think I will contradict you.
No worries, no worries.
Um,
You can share because from your perspective, right? You actually
mm,
launch one product, one niche, and you want to go in that direction, right?
yeah.
So for Ethan, it's pretty different. Ethan has been in e-commerce, right, since 2017. He
Mm,
already know the ins and outs of
yeah.
Amazon,
Yeah.
and he
Mm,
knows the direction, and he knows
yeah.
how to write a good copy. He's pretty
Yeah.
experienced in running businesses,
Yeah.
right? So for new students, right, we always advise our students to test different niche,
Yeah.
right, to see which
Mm,
niche is you can go in
yeah.
easier,
Yeah.
right? You can go in easier. We reach for
Yeah.
the low hanging fruits first, right? Then from there, right, you develop the product.
Mm,
Okay. So sometimes you might not even like the product. Like for me,
mm,
I don't like some of my products, like for example, the
yeah.
knife sharpener, right? I don't
Mm,
really like, but it give me, sizable profits every month. So it's pretty okay. So I
yeah. Yeah.
eventually I learned to like it.
Mm, yeah. Maybe I add on here. I think
Sure.
really. I think it's whether you want to test a single niche or brand it. I think there's a few trade-offs you have. You see, what Willie is sharing is a very low-cost way of doing it. His starting
Mm,
point is what is profitable, what is highest ROI. You spend the least, you get the maximum results. That's his perspective. From
mm,
my perspective, my partner in e-commerce wants to start in a niche
mm,
because she's passionate about this this area. And I
mm,
thought to myself, okay, if you're going to go this route, we must be ready to fork out the capital. Okay, because you want to build a brand from the start, you are going to pay out a lot. I can tell you that we have paid quite a bit. Yeah,
yeah.
and it's not for everyone. Okay, building a brand is expensive to build a brand. You have to pay a lot for branding, for websites, for models, for photography work, for private label. There's a lot of things that you have to pay. It's nothing wrong. It's just it's more expensive. And if you don't have deep pockets and you cannot push yourself to profitability before you even uh, get to that break even, right? Then you cannot sustain lah, right? So what is really sharing is a very conservative strategy that's purely based on ROI lah. But if you have a passion project, starting point of a passion, right, is not the best idea when it comes to money.
Mm,
But if you are passionate about something and you say I really believe in this niche, then okay, but you must be ready to pay lah, right?
mm,
Ready to pay, ready to fork out the capital to
yeah.
pay until you are break even. So I don't think my approach is wrong. It's just more expensive.
Mm,
Okay, I think that's maybe a better way to say it. So what is your trade-off?
mm,
I think you are considered lah. So what really is sharing is the lowest cost way of doing it, right? Test, different niche, and then you notice that a bunch of products that are a certain niche that can be lumped together. You can start building a brand from there. So his
mm,
starting point is different from my starting point. Okay, I think maybe so. Is there an answer to that? I don't think there is an answer to that, Mac. I think it's up to you.
mm.
But my suggestion: listen to Willie lah. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, so that's why we always talk about this in the weekly group coaching call, right?
Mm,
So different
yeah.
people have different because some of my students they have businesses,
Mm,
right? So that's why I want them to actually focus on their niche because right now
yeah.
they have a business, they have their niche, they have their customers, they have their their audiences already. So we have to tap on that. So different
Yeah.
people, when they go into Amazon e-commerce business, need different kind of help,
Yeah.
right? And we do that
Yeah.
in the weekly group coaching call, right?
Yeah.
So we always talk about this. And sorry, I only see the Facebook user over here.
Mac, I think it's Mac. Yeah. Let me
So
see.
now I know the secret of being successful
Fang Xian.
business people. Or Fang Xian, okay. So don't think like an employee and wait to be spoon fed. Yeah, this is
I-
pretty direct.
I think the problem with this, what you said, is that what does it mean not to think like an employee? I think that's the key that we have to unlock here, right? I mean, most of you guys are employees, right? So what does it mean to not think like one? I think that's a that's a very difficult question to answer off your head, lah.
Mm,
But I think what you said, don't wait to be spoon fed, is very important. Yeah. If you
mm,
want to do business, you want to be successful, you have to take your own initiative. Don't sit there and expecting Willie to tell you hold your hand all the way and all that.
mm.
Maybe if you pay him 100,000, he might do it. but but
The
don't
mindset.
yeah. But it's not going to help you in the long run if you need always somebody to babysit you and to tell you, hey, do this, do that, lah. Hey, how come you never do, like treat you like a kid like that? You can't, lah, right? You can't succeed if you think like that, lah, right? So I think you have to realize that really just a guide. You are responsible for your own success. If I fail, it's my fault. It's not because really is not a good teacher. It's my fault. I chose to do these methods, even though Willie advised me in certain ways. I chose it, so I'm responsible for it. I know what I'm trading off. I know what's the trade-off for not listening to him. So I make their own decision, right? And I take responsibility for it, right? So I think that's the probably the mindset you want to take, right? So treat really like a guide, not a mother, not a father. Even though sometimes he a bit like that, like, you try to help you so much, he over help you and all that. But I think you must learn to see him as just a guide along the way, lah, right? Okay, so I think that's what I have to say to that comment.
Yeah. So let me just. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So you see, when you transit from an employee, okay, to become a business owner, right? It's going to be a major transition. Let me see. I think my team is on the live stream. So Singy, if you're on the live stream, right, you have to give the chat.restream.io/chat or something. I think if not, Sherry, if you're on the live stream, I think Sherry has the link, so Sherry can post in the chat, right? So this is a bit long, right? So if Sherry can hear me, so yeah, right. So you see, if you want to transit from if you want to go into business, right, you must understand that you must accept, okay, I'm going to be a bit hard over here, right? Because there's a lot of people who thought that when they go into business, they just sell some products on Amazon, online, on Shopify, then they'll become multi-million dollars. They will earn their first, $10,000 in 1 month and this kind of things. You can, depending on what you do. I have some students, right, within like 1 month or 2 months, right? But that student, if you want, you can ask me whether that student sleeps or not. Right? So the student barely sleep, okay, and he do like crazy. All right, he what do he do? All right, he actually reach out to influencers every single day. He talk every single day, do everything by himself. But that's not what we want to do, because at the end of the day, right, this student, even though he or she earn the money, right, but it costs him or she the health, right? I do not want you guys, right, to actually go head in, okay, and go crazy, take 1 month's leave or 2 months leave, and whack this business. It's not going to happen, all right? And it's going to cost you your health. Okay, I said this many times already, right? Take it slow, okay, understand the process, and you're going to have failures. You're going to fail, all right? A lot of people don't want to hear these kind of things, right? But if you never fail, you're not going to learn. Okay, if you never learn, then you never become successful, right? So the thing is that there's some students who say that, hey, like that, if I fail, right, then I will not have hope. Then how do I persist, right? If I don't have hope, then how do I persist? So that day, about 3 days ago, I think Saturday, is it? No. Saturday, 2 days ago. Is it 2 days? Yeah, 2 days ago. All right. So I saw this movie. It's called, the movie is Once Upon a Time in Hong Kong. All right. It's about the triads and drugs and all that. So the ending, right? It says that they're talking about this ICAC internal investigation committee, right, being set up in Hong Kong to counter corruption. And it's a new department, new committee, and at the point of time, right, there's a lot of corruption in the 1960s or 70s, 60s, 60-ish, 70s, right? So whoever dares to set up this kind of committee, right, they really, really are very daring, right? There's a lot of failures and all that. So at the end of the movie, right, okay, the founder of this committee says that it's not because you have hope. It's not because you have hope then you persist. It's because you persist, then you have hope. Right? I say one more time. It's not because you have hope, then you persist. It's because you persist, then you have hope. Right? So in business, even though there's no hope, even though the hope is dwindling, you must still persist. Because if you never persist, there'll be no hope. All right. So this is what I need to ingrain, okay, into my mind. Okay, until today, after many years of running business. So I run business. I was self-employed, after the army. After I cleared my army there, then after that I go into e-commerce, since many years back. Until today, right? This rings true, right? This is still true to what I do, right? If you never persist, there'll be no hope tomorrow, right? So this always, something that I really love to share to those people, right, who want to become entrepreneur, right? So you got to ask yourself: do you want to be an entrepreneur or do you want to be a one-trepreneur? All right, one-trepreneur is those people who want to be entrepreneur, right? But they just want only. I want to be entrepreneur, but they are not willing to, commit to their future.
They want
right?
the benefits of entrepreneurship, which is
Yeah.
can not go to work, don't have a boss, but they don't want to pay the price for it.
Yeah.
That's what you're
Okay.
saying.
And I can tell you that, for those people out here, right, who is listening, who is watching this live stream, a lot of people say that, hey, I want to start a business. It's because I don't want to, I don't want to spend too much time working. I want to have, right now I'm working like 8 to 5, I'm working 8 hours, 20 hours.
Yeah.
I want to start a business because I want to work 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You're going to work like double.
Yeah, double. Yeah.
Double. Okay, double.
I think when you start a business, the kind of work you have to put in, I always tell people doing business is like sowing and reaping, right? You have to keep sowing, and sowing seeds, right? It's like when you first start sowing, you'll not see anything, man. You will sow and sow and sow, and you just keep doing and doing and doing, and you'll see very little results. But there will be a day where your reaping will overtake your sowing. The day will come when the amount you put in, right, the return is like super a lot more, right? That's when the reaping overtakes the sowing. So I think you have to see from a sowing and reaping perspective when you do a business. You cannot think, hey, I listened to Willie, how can I know results? That's because you're still sowing. It takes time. You're right. You just keep, it's about doing the right thing over and over and over again. And then one day you will see your results is exceedingly much more than what you actually put in. So right now, to be fair, okay, let's use Willie for example right now. Like today, right? Technically, he can don't work today, and his business will be fine still. Just because his time for sowing is over, his time for reaping is here. But of course, he's continually growing his business, so he continues to sow. That's why he's getting multiples of return. I tell you, when I met Willie in 2017, his Amazon account was 6 digit a year. Today, I don't know if you can tell people now, but I don't say lah. Today is multiples of that. Okay.
You can see in the on-demand webinar.
Okay, so
You can see it on my website.
Okay, so people know. Okay, so today it's like two more zeros behind. Why does it happen? It's because he's sowing. Even though he has reached a certain level of success, he didn't stop. He didn't say, okay, now I'm done. Technically, he could have been done, and he would have continued to make 6 digits a year, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't. He kept sowing and sowing and sowing. That's why he's seeing multiple returns now. So will Willie stop sowing? Probably not. He'll keep giving and sowing and giving, right? And then he will see another zero eventually behind. Because he's sowing, right? It's not like you sow one time, you get result. Not like that one. Employee mindset is like this. I give 10 hours, I want to get paid $100. It's not like that for business. Business is nothing like that, right? Business is always about sowing seeds. Now he's sowing, his harvest is getting bigger because every time he gets the harvest, right, he puts it back in again. He puts in back his time, his effort, and then he gets an even bigger return. And then he puts everything back again, his time, his effort, and then he multiplies it. So that's why he sees what he sees today, right? Not because he works harder than you guys. I mean, in the sense of today, like today he can sleep off. Today he'll still be doing 8 digits a year. It's still fine. But the point is that he doesn't, because he's going for more than that. I think it's a better mindset to take if you're doing business and you don't see results. Just know that you are sowing seeds. Sowing seeds will take 9 months, at least 1 year to see your fruits. Yeah. So I think that's my perspective to share.
Yeah. So the thing is that
Yeah.
you know, you're right about, many years back is about like, the revenue at the point of time like 344,000,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
still remember the first
Yeah.
six figures that I have, right? 344,
Yeah.
344K. Okay, so at the point of time, I'm super complacent. To be honest, sowing seed, I sow only one seed. Okay, like that time I'm launching another seed already. But super complacent, and the seed died lah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and the seed died. So luckily, I'm able to resuscitate, but I learned a lot of that. Learn a lot from them because a lot of people say that, hey, I need one product, then successful already. Then I can sleep at home every day. I can fire my boss.
Yeah.
No, man, my dear friend, right?
Yeah.
Don't depend on one product, right?
Yeah.
E-commerce business is not built in such a way that you depend on one product, then you're set for life. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I learning the hard way eventually,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I think
So
you share a lot of your failures with me, like your product getting
yeah,
like 30K of your product disappearing and things like that,
mm,
getting banned.
yeah,
You have to get rid of your inventory. I heard so much from you. Yeah.
yeah,
But it's amazing, in 3 years, in just 3 years, I didn't talk to you for a period of time because we just somehow drifted
mm,
for a bit. But 3 years time, that 6 digit became 8 digits.
mm,
There's a multiple return when you keep
oh yeah,
keep doing. There's a X. Like you last time your effort is you put that 100%, you get 10% results. But now you're
yeah,
putting 10% and you're getting 100% results. But you're not putting 10%. The point is you're putting 100%. That's why you're getting 10,000% results because of your
yeah,
skill increase. You're at the forefront and your knowledge has increased as well. So I
mm,
think have to see like that lah, and that's business. And if you're thinking like even now, like does really want to stop, there's a reason why we business people don't stop, because we
mm,
enjoy what we do also.
yeah,
We enjoy it. We it's a part of our lives, that we do it. And there's no such thing as work life. It's like work is our life we're talking about,
mm,
because we enjoy it so much. It's not like, oh, sick of working. I'm not sick of my business. I enjoy it. Yeah, right.
mm,
So I think that's the difference, because you're building something your own. I think that's
yeah,
the last point as well. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, now, right? I don't like, say that, oh, right now I have this level of I don't call it success, right? So a lot of people always ask me, hey, um do you think you're successful, or rather, is your student successful? So
Yeah.
why success, right?
Mm.
Is it because of money?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
because you have achieved some kind of lifestyle? Is it
Mm.
because you have achieved your goal, right? For me, right, success is your business can tahan 10 years, minimum 10 years of
Mm.
consistently having profits.
Mm.
All right. If your business can tahan 10 years of its lifespan, right, then that's your first milestone of success. Because there's a lot of business, right? I think the statistics is 80%, 80 or 90%, 80% of business, right, will not endure the first 10 years. So right now, right, my business haven't reached 10 years yet. Right? 10 years, that means I started this business 2011. Actually, I started late 2012, right? 2012, 2013 at the point of time. So, haven't crossed 10 years. So I'm not complacent. I still work on the business. I still sow the seeds, right? So I want to actually persist all the way 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, right? Sheng Siong is a very good example. They persist. If you read about their story, if you heard about their story, they started with three brothers, all right, who run a mini supermarket in Kampong, very poor, right? They persist, make their first million, persist, listed, persist, and right now look at Sheng Siong. It's even right down the street. We have one right there, right? They have one right there, not we. All right. So, it's about persisting and continuing and believing in what you do and willing to actually, put in whatever it takes to make it happen.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. Okay. So, like just now, Ethan has mentioned, I'm here as a guide. Okay. To be honest, right, I'm very happy that, our students are pretty successful. Some of them are successful, until certain level. And to be honest, right, the success is theirs. Is theirs.
Mm.
100% is theirs.
Mm.
Right? 100%. I don't claim anything. For me, right, I only help you in 1%. That's all. I always believe that I only help you that 1% only. I only consult you 1%. But you got to give yourself a great pat on the back because you yourself contributed 99%, right? 99%.
Yeah.
So now I'm happy for everybody like Matthew. I'm happy for everybody like Suri and Jonas. They put in 99% or 100%. Okay, for me, 1%. I don't even touch their business. I consult only, right? So the common things about them, right, is that their mindset is different. Their mindset,
Yeah.
right? So okay, so anything to add for Ethan? We have been talking for 1 hour already.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we covered what we need to cover. I mean, if there's questions, we will be happy to answer. But I think,
Yeah.
I think we basically covered all that I can cover. I mean, whatever I want to share, lah. I think between you and me, I just think you're much more resilient and much more. You've been through much more than me, lah. I would say.
Different
I think,
ways, different ways. Maybe I'm
yeah.
more vocal. Maybe I like to
No, no,
complain.
no. I've heard your story. You know, I cannot. That story is wow. I know. I think you have been through much more, and I think you are a testament of resilience. You're a testament of resilience and what it means to how to say to just keep failing and just keep coming back again and just try and try and try. And yeah, I think that's pretty amazing. I think that's something that's inspiring. I think beyond a lot of people look at you and they just want your tactics and want your strategy, but I think not many people will look at you and see the person you became in order to get the kind of success. I think not many people actually notice, but I noticed it. I knew that you're going to be successful and continue to be successful because of the person you are and the person you have become. You see, I think people need to see that. Like, it's
so
not
much.
about the tips, not about the tactics, not about the strategies, not about the, oh, I must use this Gleam IO, I must use this contest, oh, then I'll be successful. It's not that. You know, all these things are good, but what makes really successful is really that the person he has become in the process of being. I think you guys have to see that lah. That don't just look at what he says, look at his lifestyle, look at what he does. I think that will teach you much more than just oh yeah, use this one, use that one, follow this tactic and all that. I think that's the key lah. I would say. I think when you look at a person, I think you want to notice these things. Don't notice the whole person. Don't just look at oh yeah, he used this, he used that. Therefore, if I do that, I'll be successful. Look at him, how he lives his life. You know, how he deals with adversity. I think that is the key lah. If you want to learn from really observe these things lah, right, about him as well. So yeah. So if you have something good to say to him,
Thank you so much.
feel free to comment. I become the host.
I thought I'm the stalker. Go and see your profile, because your profile, right? I mean, you have given a lot of value to your community. You are leading in some missions, right? Overseas, you're helping the needy people. I need to learn from you, right? Of how you actually help people who are underprivileged, right? And help them and share with people, the values that you have, right? Which is amazing, right? And you also, share a lot of, contents, a lot of tips in your Facebook profile also, right? And I like the way of how you actually craft your posts, right? That make people, connect with you. So in fact, right, okay, for those audience over here, please go and add Ethan as your friend. Okay, go and follow him, okay, in his posts. See how he craft his post is full of energy, full of positive, right? So versus some of the people that no offense, no offense, but some of my dear friends always like to complain about blah 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 and all. So please, if everybody is like like how we can actually how what Ethan did in his profile. I think, because his profile is really, really very positive. Okay, I'm trying to learn, right? So I saw Facebook users. Let me see who is these. Okay.
This is Christina. Ethan is very composed, and then
can you go rah?
Level of success, level of sacrifice, no joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Christina. Can you go rah?
Oh no, I can't. I'm a very introverted person. I'm like really, we're both hermits.
Yeah. We are both hermits. Hermits.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I'm like at home. Then if you see me running outside, that means I'm trying to actually relax. But it's just the Admiralty Park lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Max says level of success equal level of sacrifice. Oh yes,
Yeah.
no joke.
Yeah lah.
You're
I
right,
think
you're right.
you do have to consider the price you need to pay lah,
Mm.
before you step in lah. But anyway, to just respond to whatever you say really about mission work and all that. I mean, I believe that my life is I'm blessed lah to be in Singapore, to be in a good family, to have all these things. I think my purpose is to give back lah. After a certain point, I want to stop making. I mean, after a certain point, there's only so much money you need to make lah, to be honest. And then I want to think about how to leave a legacy. How do you make a difference? So I personally support orphanages. I mean, not personally. I mean, together with my cell group people in church, we support the orphanages, the churches there to, build their buildings to support their children. Especially right now, you guys know the situation in Myanmar. I've been collecting donations also to send it over because they need to buy rice, oil, and the military can be quite merciless. So I think they fear for their safety right now. So yeah, I've been doing that. But anyway, I just feel that in my life, I'm too blessed lah. I think I'm blessed to be a blessing. I'm not just here for myself and my own comfort. I have no interest in luxury. So I think that's for me lah. But I think it could be different for everyone. There's nothing wrong. I'm just sharing what I, since we mentioned it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Please support the. One Facebook user say, "Can you send the link for the charity?"
Next time I set up, I'll let you know. Okay, I'm just doing it. I'm just directly talking to the pastor and just transferring money to him. There's no official charity at the moment. So I think if you don't know me, don't later you come and say where's the money and all that. When I set up the foundation, I'll let you guys know. I will ask Willie to to contribute as well.
Sure.
But yeah, we will see you. No need now, Christina. I think.
Yeah, go and follow him on his Facebook profile. Right, go and follow him. Go and add in his friend. Sorry, tonight I don't know why the my tongue always get in the way.
It's all right. It's all right.
So there's some person want to send you BTC.
BTC. Why do you need to send me BTC? I don't need BTC. I got enough.
You want to send you? Christina want to send you 10 BTC. 10
Bitcoin. I don't mind 10 Bitcoin.
You want to send me one also? I need one can already.
Christina, oh my god, if you're 10 BTC, no need lah. You save yourself, okay?
Just kidding. Yeah. So let me see if any questions. Let's hear from the audience. If there's any questions, please comment below. All right. If you guys want to ask any questions in regards to entrepreneurial journey, because when you start your e-commerce journey, right, it's not you start become Amazon seller, right? It's not. It's the start of your entrepreneurial journey, right? And you must understand what is the, there's some students who say, hey, how much is it to start this Amazon business? It's not really that question. The question is, what's the mindset required to start this business? What's the mindset, right? Yeah. It's not about how much you have. It's about how much you can take in your mind.
I think that's why really you're not as popular as your somebody else because you tell the truth lah. That's the problem.
Too much truth.
You tell the truth.
Sorry.
I think you tell the truth, and people sometimes cannot take the truth. They rather hear a lie, They rather hear the lie, like, oh yeah, you just have to put in $500 and you will be able to make $10,000.
And one product. That's about it.
Yeah, one product to make you a millionaire. I think people like to hear that. I think, truth sometimes doesn't make you very popular, but I think Willie is an awesome guy. He tells you the truth from the outset. Before you even pay, he tells you the truth. Some people only tell you the truth after you pay. So he tells you before you pay, and I think that's pretty awesome, right? So,
yeah.
So somebody, what's your why? Is it?
What's your why?
Yeah. Let me see. What do you mean by what's your why? You mean you're asking me what's my why, or you're just saying that we need to know what's our why?
So who is this? Christina.
What is my why? Are you really asking me?
Christina.
Let's wait for her to reply.
Yeah. Okay, just a reminder for those audience who are seeing like Facebook user is because you know, now Facebook is pretty on about privacy. So you must opt in to the chat, then we can see your profile. If not, if you
Yeah.
never opt in, right, then you be Facebook user, right? These are
Okay.
not bots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Christina said yes. She wants to know. Okay. My why is I said already lah. I am blessed. I have more than enough for my life, and I want to impact lives. I want to make a difference in the world, whatever world that I'm in. I'm not talking about like world in the world, but my world. I want to make a difference in people's lives lah. And I think I've been doing that. I've been doing that. I've been mentoring younger people, younger business owners. I've been doing all these things. I want to set up a foundation because I genuinely see that we can do so much. You know, when I go to Myanmar, do you know that to support an orphanage of 50 children, you just need $2,000 a month? You know, it's like it's so ridiculous, like how we always think that we don't have money, right? And yet our money can just go such a long way in a country like theirs. You know, it's like your life can save many lives. You know, like you work, maybe you do 5K a month, take 6K a month, 7K, 2K a month can help 50 kids get you know, get food and water and all that. And that is to me very like, I would feel that I didn't do my part if I didn't do something about it. I mean, of course, my faith has to play a part. I feel that God gave me all these blessings, and it is my responsibility to be a blessing to others. It is not a nice to be; it's a responsibility, right? That I think God will hold me to account, right?
Yeah.
When I meet Him. So I think that is my why as well. Okay, yeah. So, and whoever said a lot of people see the beautiful landscapes. Yeah, I mean it's generally true lah. That's why people buy into scams. People buy into scams because scams promise that lah. They promise a beautiful landscape without digging the hole. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people will think that, hey, I think other people's strategy is easier, is better. That's why, that's why they can actually promise this kind of things, right? So whatever strategies you have out there, right, to be honest, at the end of the day, the foundation is your mindset. Okay, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
So Christina says, totally agree. I'm in the home cooking business and I'm donating 50% profits to charity. I like your why. Wow, Christina.
Great job, Christina. Awesome.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Christina, I salute you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Christina is amazing. Amazing. Right. And she also said that with Willie, I learned that every day is learning and non-stop learning. Yeah. Exactly. Every day is non-stop learning. And today we are using this this little app for the first time. We last time used to use Zoom, right? Then right now we are using Restream. I'm trying to trying to understand how this thing works to let our Zoom, or rather to let our live stream look more professional, right?
Yeah.
So Christina say we are indeed so blessed. We're indeed so blessed in Singapore. So blessed. Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So yeah. Any last questions that you guys want to ask? If not, it's like 1 hour and 20 minutes already. Yeah. Ethan tomorrow still have training some more.
Yeah, I need to save my breath. I think I run out of quota already.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's okay. It's okay. I can answer one more question. Then we're good.
Yeah, maybe one more questions from the audience. One more question from the audience. Yep. Let's see. In the meantime, let me just click around and see what is this all about. Okay. Yeah. Every live stream is something for me to try.
So I have random people requesting my friend request really. I don't even know if they are from listening. I don't usually accept, but okay lah, I'll just accept. Yeah, I don't even know.
Sure. Yeah. Right. So I think there's no more questions already. Right. Thank you so much, guys, for attending this Facebook Live, and thank you so much. Wait, Alex have one question. Okay, one last question by Alex. Okay, so let me pull up Alex. Yep. So how do you juggle with so many businesses?
Having great partners, that's one thing, but also knowing your role in the business lah. I think when I work in the business with a partner, I try to take the strategic role, not the executional role lah. Okay, so if you take the strategic role, like setting up systems like e-commerce, this part I'm setting up systems for my partner. I hired somebody to reach out to influencer. I really don't have time to do it. I cannot have time to go and search for influencer. I really don't have time. So I just pay somebody to do it for me. I give her a system, use this email, follow this template. But ask her to say, okay, this part you need to think about how you want to talk to that person, right? So I get somebody to help me with that. So that's how I work with more businesses. Yeah, for every business, my role is clear. Like in my other business in crypto, I train the trainers, I coach the mentors, I structure the programs for them, which is my gift, my strength. I can structure their programs, I can train the mentors, make sure they have a great program. So all these things, right? It's not every day need to do something. It's one time do already. You can the person can run again and again. So you see, I'm building systems. I am not running I'm not running in the business. I'm working on the business. You see the difference?
Yeah.
That's why I can work on many businesses at once. Yeah. So even with that, right, I still have time to do other things. I still have time for mentor people for free. I still have please don't look for me. All right. So I look for other people. E-commerce is going to look for really. All right. But I still have time for other things lah. My wife, my kids coming, things like that. I still have time. Yeah. So it's about how you structure it. Okay. You don't have to always be working crypto taking so much time from you every day. What are you doing? There's nothing to do. Just hold on and leave it there. Okay.
Alex is busy buying crypto every day.
Buying crypto. Nothing to buy. I just buy and hold on and leave it there lah. Unless you are trading. Okay, that's a different lah. Okay. So yeah. Okay, I think that's all I want to say. So thanks, Alex, for the question, and thanks, Christina. And indeed, I pray that we continue to be a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much, Ethan, for coming to this interview, right, with me, Willie, and yeah, thank you so much for your time. Somebody say please donate 1 BTC. Okay,
I don't have
you donate 1 to me first, then I donate back to you.
I don't have Bitcoin. I have a lot of Ethereum. That's all. Okay, too bad. Okay.
Right. Suddenly, this live stream talks about Bitcoin already. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Right. So yeah, thank you, Ethan. All right, for joining us, and I'm very honored to have him. And thank you guys for joining this Facebook Live. Okay, so we are going to end the stream right now. See you guys next time. Right. Cheers. Bye bye.